and we are here. There we go. There you are. Oh, I forgot.
Thanks for letting me join.
Oh, like where have you gone? Oh, okay. So this is gonna be interesting. This is gonna be an interesting. Okay, I can have you like this, right? So I need to just monitor the stream. There you are. And I think you are live on Facebook, and we're gonna be live on Twitch as well. The only place we're not gonna be live. Oh, why are you coming through here?
We're professionals and we are slick.
Why is it coming through my?
You good?
Oh, it's for my phone. It's through my phone. Okay, right. We are good. Hang on. Let me. Thanks. Okay, okay. There's various sound, but I can confirm there's sound everywhere. Right.
Okay.
We can start again.
Great.
Ta-da! Yeah, there we go. We are here. Welcome to Shots Fired.
Welcome to Shots Fired. Beep, 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 beep.
After a long time, we are back finally with this exciting new project podcast. Okay, I'm just seeing three of me. I'm seeing us on OBS. I'm seeing us on Facebook and us on Twitch. There's three Erics. When there's three Eric, there's quite a lot of chaos.
I've got three of me as well because I've got the stream, I've got my own feed, and then I've got the Facebook up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
there's quite a lot.
There's three of us. It's like a multiverse of madness, but
better.
But better.
And relevant to the wider golden plant.
So welcome for those that are new. My name is Eric Gadomski, and I'm joined with
Max Sutherland.
Boo. No, boo.
Boo. All right, fuck you then.
I don't mean that.
Yeah, we swear on this podcast.
Yeah,
we swear now, Mum,
yeah.
because we never did that before.
Exactly. We are now unconstrained by the bounds of any. Like we swear, but we're not rude. We just swear.
Yeah, and we could drink on this one at 11 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, I mean, I have things to do.
So we should explain. We should explain. Okay, so Eric and I, we met our undergrad in Derby, University of Derby. Those were the days.
The best days of my life.
Were they?
I think so. Yeah, I loved uni.
Oh man.
Did you know?
Really?
Yeah.
No.
Like you know when people say, "Oh, go, have fun when you're young." Have the university days or the A-level GCSE days are the best days of your life. Mm-hmm. They truly are. They were truly the best days of my life.
Really?
Yeah.
I think they were possibly my worst.
Oh. Okay.
I mean, other than obviously the friends I made along the way.
Exactly. But without University of Derby, there would be no shots fired.
That's very true. But I mean, what I mean by that. So we met doing STEM. So you were doing bioscience, was it?
I was just doing biology, just
biology, and I was doing zoology. And
not at the beginning.
No, oh my god! At the beginning, I was doing joint honors. I did joint honors, zoology, and international relations and diplomacy. Then I stopped doing that after the first week because they told me I'd never get a job as a diplomat because I'm a woman. Oh. That was literally what they said. So I staged a walkout with a bunch of other women in my class the first 2 weeks of uni because I wasn't there to fuck spiders. And then I switched to early childhood development and zoology.
I remember that.
What I wanted to do was zoology and creative writing, but the way that the timetabling worked was that wasn't allowed. So I had to just pick something else.
And working with
then I did a year.
Was the natural thing.
Well, I was really interested in like psychology. I'd done that in my A-levels and I loved it. And then I dropped that because they tried to tell me that there were like 5 codons in DNA, or like they just did. It was just we did a module on genetics and concurrently was doing some introduction to genetics in zoology. And the difference was startling and bleak. So I dropped early childhood studies and just did zoology. And now I work in theatre, which tells you how well that went.
I mean, your journey from as you said, from starting with international relations and zoology to then children with zoology to then just zoology to now theatre is an interesting story. It could be a good book one day.
Do you think so?
Yeah. And you could just go around saying, buy my book to everyone.
Yeah, buy my book.
Buy my book.
I'm not making any money as a thespian, so...
True.
Probably.
Whilst you're looking for theatre work, you could just start writing your story, The Life of Max Sutherland.
Is that not really like narcissistic? Is that the right
Isn't
word?
that Hollywood? Isn't that all of Hollywood, though? You got to make
Yeah,
it
but I
big,
don't.
baby.
Okay. Yes, yes, mother. Yes. Anyway, Eric, introduce yourself. I feel like I've talked.
My story is a lot less complicated with my courses, but still a complicated story. So I am originally from Poland, and I came to England when I was 9, and I lived in Newark-on-Trent, which is actually where you live. What you used to live in? Hang on, let me pronounce it correctly. Southwell.
Bleasby.
I thought you lived in Southwell.
Oh, I went to school in Southall.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, we actually grew up like down the road from each other and never knew.
Yeah, and then after finishing my A-levels, I went to the University of Derby when I did biology. And once you've learned everything and gained everything from university, you then go into the big open wide world. So then I worked for a drug development company, and now I work for the local rival university. So
you work for Uni of Nottingham.
I work for Uni of Nottingham. Yeah, it's a. And also, I want to point out, I think if this goes for anything we say, is that our opinions and our thoughts are our own.
Yeah.
Nothing reflects the companies we work for.
Oh God, yeah.
So that's a disclaimer.
So when we started doing this in the first generation Shots Fired, it was part of the University of Derby Phantom Radio, was the name of the radio company, I guess you'd say. And we would interview.
Society.
Yeah, it was a society. We would interview other societies on the show or sports teams or whatever. And sometimes that was great, and sometimes they'd go completely rogue. We got a formal complaint because there was a lot of nonce jokes from one particular society, and it was like, we didn't tell them to say that. Yeah. They said what they said. We can't control what people say. But now we can do what we like within the law.
Within the law, yeah.
Yeah, obviously.
I think we've grew and learned from those days, but yeah, it was a very. I think we were on the edge. What was that?
I don't know. What's happened?
What was that? Like I had a massive explosion in my ear. What did that mean? Oh,
I don't know.
We've got to follow. I think on our Twitch. That's
nice.
you.
Is that what that was?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Oh.
That shows how great we are at this. We have never had a follower before, so we didn't know what the noise was.
This is, to all viewers listening, this is our first time doing a podcast outside of all of this you see, this graphics, this on YouTube, this on Twitch, is our own making. We've literally never did anything like this in our lives, and we
didn't study, social media marketing. We didn't study sound engineering. No. I'm deaf. For anyone who didn't know that, I never talk about it.
Her volume is 100%.
It's if it could go more, it would.
I think this shows you that you can do it if you really have something that you're passionate about. You can just crack on with it, and most of the things we've just done is through YouTube and just blogs of how to do things.
YouTube will teach you anything.
Literally anything.
We were having a point, and I cried. Well, you said we were right on the edge of.
Oh, we were right on the edge of community guidelines. We were right on the edge of in terms of what we could and couldn't do. We were on the cusp, on the
the crispy edge.
The crispy edge on the cavern, looking down at being excluded from uni. No.
Oh yeah. But we're free.
But because of we were trying to really get onto some topics that some people wouldn't maybe wouldn't want to talk about, but we tried to. We tried to. And
I think we did get into trouble a few times because we would talk about things in current affairs and politics and stuff. It was not. That wasn't what U Radio sort of was. It was just sort of people just sort of talking and playing music, but we actually wanted to have a bit of a segment.
Yeah.
So in terms of shaping this show, going forward, what we're aiming to do is every other week, apart from the next episode because of scheduling conflicts, but normally it'll be every other week, and we'll talk about like our lives, because what else fucking matters?
Exactly.
And if anything happens in the world, we'll talk about that probably. We'd love to get guests on. We'd sometimes get a bit deep, and we'd sort of maybe do that on purpose sometimes if something interesting happens.
Yeah, and please do put your thoughts and comments in the comment sections of either the Facebook or the Twitch, because we'd love to hear from what you think about what we talk about. And we just loved a bit of guest watch viewership interactivity. I don't know. I don't even know the terms. I don't even know the terms.
Fan base interaction.
Fan base interaction.
We're gonna have a fan base
next,
which will consist of like my mum and probably my partner, and Dan.
Yeah.
I told one of my best friends, Lewis, that we were doing this today, and he's still calling me, so I'm just gonna have to hang up. Sorry, Lewis.
Maybe it's an emergency. Maybe. I mean, what I mean. Yeah.
Don't know, but he just got a shout in the podcast. Yeah. So I'm just gonna recording SF. Text Joe. For anyone who doesn't know, Joe is my partner. Yeah. Like, sorry, babe, not right now. Yeah. So such a to-do. Yeah. We're professionals.
We are. So that's why we are Shots Fired. So we've taken that, and then after we've left uni, we tried to revive Shots Fired.
We did,
and that worked sort of well. It wasn't. It was a. It was only what. It was
amateur hour for sure. Like, we recorded 2 episodes, and in one of them, I was eating crisps the whole time.
Yeah.
It just all you could hear was like you talking, me going. Yeah, and then like just the aggressive rustling of a package, and then I would talk, and you'd be very respectful and listen and not eat crisps or shove like Nutella into your face. And
then another episodes where we just I edited them, but I edited them like a fucking meme. And
it was so funny.
I just put like random, frog memes and Trump memes in it, and like explosions for no apparent reason. So when you were listening to it, you were basically listening to one thing was like a voice was really quiet and it just explosion, and you're like,
it was an as a deaf person, it was an audio assault. It was awful to listen to.
When you said to me, "Oh, I've listened to the Shots Fired back, and we need to really talk about what the direction for next installment, because it was just."
No, I think I liked the format and the style of the meme jokes, but the audio was like out of nowhere. It would just like go to 100, like rip headphone users. So
you could put that on Spotify.
We'll try and be a bit better with that. And I'm not going to eat crisps ever while we're recording.
I mean, we've got a new kit now, so
yes.
So to end that second iteration, COVID ended that. Like, we had no control over it. COVID literally came in, Boris Johnson literally came in, many people, and into our house.
But not his wife.
We
Terrible.
had the lockdowns, and we couldn't meet anymore, and we forgot that the internet existed.
Yeah. We solid. I don't quite know how we both just went, well, it's dead, we'll never do that again. I think it was because I moved 6 months later to London,
right?
And we've only ever done Shots Fired in person before.
Yeah.
But it was I watched back that old episode, and it's hilarious because this monkey right here, I'm pointing to myself.
Yeah.
For those who are going to be listening on Spotify with no video, we'll talk more about that later. But so I said, if this whole like COVID malarkey gets a bit more serious, we might have to like do this online for a bit. But I'm sure it won't be that bad. That was 3 years ago.
Yeah, that was. I remember we even put if you go onto our Instagram pod Shots Fired, you will be able to see a post from that day when we say, Guys, we're sorry, we're not doing any shots fired for a bit. 2 weeks later, 2 weeks, like in 2 weeks, this will all blow over and we'll be back. Yeah, it didn't happen.
Yeah,
did it?
that didn't blow over in 2 weeks.
No.
But COVID is old news.
How many
What's
times
happened?
did you have COVID?
Oh, I've had COVID 3 times. I had it this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've had it this year. I'm triple vaxxed, but I have a little cheeky condition called neutropenia,
Okay. Ooh.
which
Get your
just
tantrums
means I.
out.
Go on, Mr. Biology. What does neutropenia mean?
This just shows I'm a really bad biologist. I mean, when you said neutrophilia, I thought necrophilia. That was the only.
Wow.
Like I was like, well, okay, that's a kink. But what
Wow.
what was that? Is that too much?
I didn't even know if I wanted to. There's a direct correlation between necrophiles and COVID sufferers.
Yeah. Well,
No, so neutropenia, basically, I don't produce certain white blood cells very much, so I get sick quite easily, and when I get sicker for longer. I'm just a bit of a bitch about it, really.
do you flaunt it?
Oh yeah, I milk it for all it's worth.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
I had an ear infection in September.
I remember that.
And
I was there.
I thought I was gonna die.
Yeah.
I got my partner to take me to A&E, and I begged them to put me unconscious. Otherwise, I would have inflicted harm on myself because I was in that much pain. And they still didn't do it.
No.
Like, I should have been locked up, but they just
For
left
other
me
reasons,
to.
but apart from that.
Yeah, but they just left me in poor Joe's hands for him to just like sort me out. But yeah, those were like the worst 11 days of my life. My eardrum burst. I had to go to hospital like every week in Essex, which is like a 2-hour train, to get my ear like examined and drained and whatever. It was a mess. And like I was researching, it happens because I wear hearing aids, and that affects the health of your ear. And most people, the point of this rambling anecdote, most people, if they get this kind of sickness, they get it for like 3 or 4 days. That was in September. My ear is still not good. I still don't have proper earwax.
Right.
Like, I don't have a hole in my ear anymore.
That's good.
Yeah, progress. But it's been like 9 months, and it's still bad.
Wow.
So my body just says no, does not consent to living healthily.
But yeah, so well, that is awareness now.
How did we fucking get on to that?
After
COVID.
COVID. So COVID's finished.
How many times did you have COVID?
I think
you
same
had
as you,
COVID?
3. I think 3. I think I had COVID this year. I had COVID at Christmas, which was really interesting because I had it at Christmas. Then before that, I had it last February when I just started my new job, my current role. And then before that, I had it. Well, I say I had it. Yeah, I had it. I had it 3 times officially.
Right.
But my first time, it was very special to me.
Okay.
My first time, it was undiagnosed, I think. So
Yeah.
I went to Iceland in the January of 2019 with the University of Derby.
Right.
And when I came back from Iceland, I was really ill. But I was really ill. Like I thought, like I've got a cold right now. So if you hear me and you're like, "Oh, this man's talking through his nose," yes, I am. I've got a cold.
I didn't hear any.
Oh, so is that how I normally sound then? But
I don't know. Wait, did you say January 2019?
yeah. So,
But I thought
March-
COVID was like the end of 2020.
No,
End of 2019 into 2020.
maybe it was the end of January. Maybe I can't.
Because
When did I
it
go
came
to
to the
Iceland?
UK like January 2020 was when it sort of started creeping into the UK. And we
I
went to
can't
lockdown
remember.
March.
We went, yeah. So maybe it was 2020, January 2020 then, in that case.
Yeah, it must have been. Oh my God, you brought COVID to Iceland.
Well, yeah, because honestly, what's happened was, I came back from Iceland and I was really ill, and I gave my ex-partner the same thing, and we were both really ill for like 2 weeks, and and then COVID happened, and we're like, oh, maybe it was because of the airport in
Oh.
Iceland. There were a lot of, and we were also at London Luton. There was a lot of people from the Norwegian, people from Norway coming down because a lot of Norway flights, and there was people from China coming and Hong Kong and all that, and Singapore.
Yeah.
So I don't know, maybe, but it wasn't diagnosed. So officially 3 times, unofficially maybe 4 times, or I just had
right.
man flu maybe the first time. I don't know.
Maybe. So. I mean, my first time. Everyone remembers their first time.
Yeah.
But my first time was literally like we went into lockdown the 20th of March. My mum, who is just retired, a nurse for like all of her working life, amazing nurse, and she worked in respiratory. So she I think it was on her radar quite early, and she texted me like, I think you should come home for the week. I was going through a bit of a rough patch anyway, and so she went and picked me up because we suspected that something was going to go down, and then literally like later that week we went into national lockdown, and about a week after that I got really sick, and Mum had, by my request, made an amazing curry, and I was so ready to tuck into this curry and I couldn't taste it or smell it.
Ooh.
Yeah. But at that time, no one really knew what was really going on. And so I then self-isolated in my room for 14 days. And I went even more crazy than I currently am. It was a odd time to just be sat in my room for like 14 days. It was really weird. But we didn't have any like LFTs or LFTs, not NFTs. We didn't have any of that either.
I think
so
COVID's
no
a
one really
kicker
knew.
for literally taking away your sense of smell and taste when all you're doing is sitting at home just snacking and watching TV. I think that's the kicker of it.
Yeah. I lost weight because I just didn't, there was no joy in eating, so I didn't eat, and like I felt hungry, but like I'd just eat like some bread or like a banana, and then I'd remember that I'm a bit slightly allergic to bananas, so because I couldn't smell and taste, I was like, maybe I can eat banana now. No. Still allergic, funnily enough.
Yeah, but then he's like, what are you doing? It's not the smell.
While I'm sick with COVID, with my compromised immune system, whatever it is,
Yeah.
and then my body's like, why are you giving me this?
What are you
Stop
doing?
it.
Stop
this immediately. Yeah. Anyway.
So then obviously COVID happened, we stopped, everyone went to lockdown, we forgot the internet existed, and then our lives just, you went to London, that's where you're from currently. I moved to Nottingham, and then we were like, hey.
You know what made me happy?
Do you know those days
seeing you?
Yeah, me and you just talked for hours about random shit. Let's do that again.
We had 1,000 people listening to us every week on the average.
It was the good old days.
Just talk rubbish.
Yeah. I like how there's 1,000 people and we currently have 1 viewer, which is probably you.
It's probably me watching my own stream.
Yeah.
I don't even think my partner's watching this, which I don't blame him.
I think
he's with me all the time. He doesn't need to.
And for those of you out there going, why can't you just do it at night or whatever? Well, this is where adult income comes in, because I work a standard 9 to 5 job. And
I work a 5 till midnight job.
There is no crossover in the week, so we can't do this on a weekday, but
or in an evening.
But Saturday mornings, like a kids' TV show, is clearly there.
I was like, it's like Dick and Dom in the bungalow.
Honestly, you have Dick and Dom. Oh, camera. And then you have
Dibs on Dom.
And Deck, and then you have Max and Eric. That's going to be the order.
Absolutely. I think you'd be Dick and I'd be Dom, for obvious reasons.
I don't know which one's which. Oh, I get it. But I get confused with Ant and Deck. I don't know which one's Ant, which one's Deck. Honestly,
I think Ant's the tall one, isn't he?
Like, which one's the one that went to rehab?
Ant.
Oh, okay. So
which one?
Deck's the little one then.
Yeah.
Does the ant have no? Deck have a massive forehead.
I think they both have pretty well endowed foreheads.
I don't know.
Hold on,
Anyway.
one sec.
Oh, yeah.
Which one is ant or deck?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, they've both got huge foreheads. To be fair,
Okay. The taller one.
I think, yeah, that's ant.
Okay.
He has quite a big forehead. To be fair, I
Yeah,
think that's might be the
yeah.
one you mean.
They were at the coronation.
They were at the coronation.
Yeah.
The curry bobs.
Which we'll talk about later, but
I mean, there's no time like the present. We've gone way over our 15-minute introductory timer.
it is. Yeah, you're right. So
26 minutes.
So our first segment of the shots fired is
Current affairs, but not the marriage ones.
Not the marriage ones. No.
Whap, 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 whap.
Is that
I was so proud of that. I was so proud of that title. Current affairs, but not marriage.
I'm gonna make a thing off for it. I'm gonna make like it will come in like
make a banner.
Yeah, banner. Yeah. So that'll be a.
Should we pause? Hold on. Okay. Yeah, that's enough time to edit in that pause.
Okay.
Of silence.
Yeah.
We're really good at this.
Current affairs. So, King Prince Charles became King Charles III.
Yeah.
Did you watch it?
Nope.
Do you care about it?
There'll be another one in 10 years.
This is true. Do you know what?
People saying it's a once in a lifetime thing to see a coronation. I'm like, it's really not, babe.
No.
Definitely not.
This is to be fair with you. We were having this discussion at work, and we were like, "I'll give him 10 years." I know. I don't wish death on anyone, but with the age, and I don't. With the age, and he's in his 70s. 10 years. There's a lot of pressure for him.
It's a lot of work.
But I did watch the coronation. I
Great.
sat in my dressing gown and my cup of tea and some hard-boiled eggs. Apparently he eats hard-boiled eggs.
You're as old as Charles.
Yeah. I was watching Have I Got News For You yesterday, and apparently King Charles has a hard-boiled egg, allegedly, every single meal he has.
Wow, 3 eggs a day.
Like every single meal he ever has, has an egg, has a hard-boiled egg.
Wow.
Man,
do you think they have royal? Do you think they have royal chickens?
They must have.
For his eggs.
They must have.
Also, did you swear the oath of fealty?
No.
I haven't known a single person that's done that.
When they announced it on TV saying, the Archbishop will ask you to swear fealty to the king, and I was like, I didn't even know when. Like, when would you?
Sorry, mate, I'm Polish.
So yeah, we don't have kings.
Not for me.
Not my king.
Well, so I didn't watch it not because I'm, a staunch Republican, but actually I'd been on a week-long drinking experience. Basically,
okay.
I went on holiday with my friends.
Mm-hmm.
This is so nerdy, with my D&D friends.
Yay.
Which hopefully they'll watch this at some point. They will if I tell them they got a shout out. But I went on holiday with my D&D friends, and we played D&D for like all week, and drank steadily the whole time. So got back Friday night, and then I just slept through the whole thing. I woke up in the afternoon and was like, oh, Corrie Bobs is on today. Turned on the telly and saw them waving on the balcony for about 30 seconds, and then it finished.
Yeah.
That was it. And I was like, oh, okay, cool.
It was very much done in I don't know, I think it was like 4 hours, 5 hours.
Jeez.
I mean, they scaled it back. I mean, it used to be like Elizabeth was like 7 hours, but that's because where they swear loyalty in King Charles's coronation, only William and Camilla swore loyalty to the king, whereas back in Elizabeth's, you had all these lords and barons and princes all coming, kissing his cheek or his finger, I can't remember, like swearing loyalty to the king. So they cut all that out, and that saved a lot of time. But it was something on TV, because daytime TV isn't as good as, I would say currently it's not as good as
it's not Dick and Dom in a Bungalow, is it?
No, it's not on Saturday. No, it's not. And it was interesting to watch. Like again, I'm not a royalist. I don't go. Yeah, we should. I think the idea of a royal family is a very interesting topic to discuss. But I think that it was something to watch, and I don't even know how many people watched it. To be fair,
Probably loads. Because this is the thing, all the people that I sort of hang around with were very either apathetic or actually anti-royal. Sort of, I think you get to like 35 to 40 and under are either apathetic or actively anti-royal, and you get over 40 and the opinion is different. I think it's a very interesting topic, and we could talk about it for hours.
We could.
But maybe we won't.
That's too much to say.
It's too much to say. I think for me, in general, the thing felt a little bit in poor taste. That it cost so much, even though, as you say, it was scaled back, and it still cost that much because Charlie needed a new golden chair.
£100 million of taxpayers' money.
And it's like there's a lot of food banks about, aren't there? I saw a statistic the other day on like national statistics, because I couldn't believe this when I heard this fact, and then I researched it, and it's true. 40% of homeless people are employed. Like people who live in cars or shared buses or in shelters or hostels or whatever, or don't have a fixed address, they have jobs.
Wow.
But Charlie needed a new golden chair.
Yeah. One of my funniest memes that I saw on the day is King Charles riding in this golden carriage, and it was on like an aerial shot, and there were potholes on the main roads of London, and they were filled in with sand. And I think that was quite funny that we can't sort our own potholes out. Like where I living in Nottingham, there are some disastrous car ruining potholes in the area that I'm like, we just had a local election. Will they be fixed?
Oh yeah, how did Nottingham come out again?
Labour.
Was it Labour?
I think, Labour. I think majority of where I'm, Nottingham area came out Labour. Newark-on-Trent came out Hung.
Yeah. Robert Jenrick didn't swing in again.
No, it was normally Newark-on-Trent is a very conservative safe hold, but it came out Hung.
Yeah.
I mean, 1,060 losses for Conservatives. But Labour didn't do great. Like, it was split between Lib Dems and Greens and Labour. And I feel like, there's a saying, obviously, divide and conquer. Like, in the next general election, because the voting will be so divided between people voting for the Greens, people voting for Labour, Lib Dems, or Independent. Can the Tories still scrape a majority because everyone's so divided?
I reckon they could, which I don't necessarily want. But I reckon that's probably the way it would go, in that there wouldn't be a united sort of front against them, because that's kind of what happened with Brexit, isn't it? Is that like all the people who wanted to leave went out and voted leave, and all the people who wanted to stay or couldn't be bothered to vote then didn't. And the Stay party just sort of thought they would just automatically win, because it's a ridiculous notion to leave. And then look what happened. But we're getting very serious. We're getting very serious for a Saturday morning.
Back to the King Charles and Queen.
The funniest thing for me of the day, there was two really funny moments.
Okay.
There was one moment where two horses had a fight.
Yeah.
And the other moment was when in the big Westminster Abbey, and the choir was singing. They were singing Alta Regina Camilla, and it sounded like Into Vagina Camilla, which was just joyous to behold. And all my American friends greatly enjoyed that.
That's the other thing I wanted to say. That a lot of there might have not been a lot of UK support, but international support has been amazing. Like, especially from the Americans. Like, BBC News especially picked up a lot of international people that have come over to watch the coronation, which was quite interesting.
Wow. I mean, it's this old argument of like, oh, the royal family pays for itself through tourism and stuff, and I'm like, well, I don't think it's the royal family they come to see, is it? Like, because
It's a spectacle, isn't it? Americans
if I
love a
go
spectacle.
abroad to see like if I go abroad to see like the Palace of Versailles, like I'm not bothered about anybody who's in there.
Mm,
Just want to walk around and look at all the
yeah,
paintings, you
yeah.
know. Um,
I mean, it did pour it
yeah,
down. It did.
yeah,
He had really shitty weather. It was raining all day, and I don't know if that made any difference. But like when I cast my mind back to 2011, it was Saturday morning
yes.
of 2011, and I
Oh my god,
watched Prince William and Princess Kate get married.
yeah, that was
Fucking
huge.
tons of people there. Like there were
Yeah,
crowds. Like there was loads of people there, and I felt like, wow, he's got a lot of support. I don't think this year this coronation had a lot of people there, like being there.
not as much. No, like I feel like also Charles is not. He's just not as popular.
No,
Whether that's a sort of weird residue from Lady Di and all of that,
mm,
or I don't know what it is, but people absolutely love Wills and Kate.
yeah,
People love the royal wedding, and I was in 2011. I'd have been. Was it summer of 2011?
I think so. Yeah, maybe.
So
Or
I'd
like,
have
was it
been like,
Easter? I don't know.
I don't know. I'd have been like 13 or 14. Um, yeah, and I can remember like at school there was all this stuff that was going on. The village had a local like royal wedding party on the village green. Like it felt like a really
Like a
uniting
coming
moment
together,
in the
of
country.
communities. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and maybe it's just because I was younger and I didn't know what a Republican was. There certainly weren't any. So, like, but like this royal coronation hasn't felt nearly as celebrated, particularly by younger people. I think.
It also felt like, I mean, back in 2011, we had a different socioeconomic, you know, viewpoint. Like we are currently in a
Yeah.
cost of living crisis. You know, the Tory government is literally fucking everyone in the ass. And whereas back in 2011,
Well, tell us how you really feel.
well, you know, just visit the Shots Fired is a truth podcast. Oh no, that's
is.
I mean,
It's
that's,
oh no, truth. It's our version of
oh,
truth.
yeah, it's let's not.
We have a monopoly on truth.
Yeah,
If you want real facts, come
real
here.
facts.
Nowhere else.
Real facts. Right. We're going to get labeled as a right-wing podcast in a minute.
Oh Jesus!
No, but you know, there's a lot of...
Oh, I can't mention Jesus.
Yeah. There's a lot of issues that are not being addressed currently, and I feel like you can't, you know, pour paint on an unfinished plaster, if that makes sense.
I mean that objectively makes sense. That phrase. I just don't know what you mean.
Like you can't. Obviously, there's issues in England
Yeah.
that are not being addressed. You know, you have people wanting a pay rise. You have, you know, people striking.
Oh right.
And
Okay. Yeah.
having
Okay.
a coronation that cost £100 million, Great British
Yeah.
pounds, doesn't like the majority of the public that are struggling don't give a shit. We don't
Yeah.
give a shit.
Yeah.
Like
Um.
our next
yeah.
topic, people do give a shit because it's not being paid by
Because
the
it's
taxpayer.
it's way more fucking important. Is
It's way
why.
more- yeah, I would rather know who gets coronated tonight.
Oh.
Oh,
At the Eurovision
Vision.
Song Contest. Wow. Woo. Yeah. Should we in post? Should we
Yeah.
put the like theme under the?
oh,
we do that?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
That
I mean,
one.
we don't need to. We've just done it.
Yeah, there
I think we should win.
yeah.
Who have you got your money on, Eric?
Do you know what? I'll be very honest with you. I'm gonna search who's in it.
What, Eric? Oh, are you going to a party tonight?
No, I am going.
Eric.
I'm ill. I've got a cold, and I don't
Oh,
want to
yeah,
get anyone. We were gonna go out to like because Nottingham do a lot of like Eurovision parties, so like Eurovision,
Yeah.
like they have it on in the background, and we were gonna do that, but it's I'm just not feeling it. So,
Fair.
but every day
Fair.
I'm gonna watch it. I am gonna watch it. I always watch it. So you
Nice.
know,
Yeah.
it's a tradition. It's an institutional tradition. You know, I feel like
It's
Eurovision.
it's very European, plus Australia and some others.
Yeah, I don't know why Australia's in it, but yeah, it is very European. Like I remember Eurovision when I was a kid. Like I watched it when I was a kid. I knew before the Eurovision, before I knew the English royal family. That's a fact.
Really? Yeah. I mean, I can see that. I can see that.
Um,
I'm going to a Eurovision party tonight.
Excellent.
A friend of mine, Adam and Pagan. Shout out to those two. They love Eurovision. Adam is a huge Eurovision fan. He follows it like all year. It's quite admirable, to be fair. Like he really keeps tabs on it, and he hosts these wonderful parties where everyone brings food from their countries that he organizes a sweepstake and stuff. I'm Norway.
Oh,
So
that's a good
so
one. That's a good one. I'm not gonna lie to you.
is it?
Norway, Sweden, always in the top 10. Always.
So right. So I've got a few different fingers in different pies because
Hey,
yeah,
hey.
I'll leave pies alone. So in Adams and Pagans in Padam's Padam's party, I'm Norway, but at work we were given this crazy Eurovision game because I don't work on Saturdays. I work in theatre, but my colleagues will be there right now, opening up the theatre for the first matinee, and we were assigned countries. If your country wins at work, you get a paid day off.
No.
Yeah, I'm not fucking kidding.
Wow.
The second prize is a bottle of alcohol. Brilliant. Third prize, a free ice cream. I'll take that. And then what country did I get fucking assigned?
Go on.
Finland. Finland is a piece of shit this year. I was fuming. I actually, when I was working the closing shift on the stage door, my supervisor signed out for the day, and I was like, I can't believe you fucking given me Finland. And they laughed in my face because
Do you think it's a fix?
it's fucking yeah. It's just because they just didn't want me specifically to have any ice cream or holiday.
Or a day off? Or
But it was
alcohol?
it's absolute shit, and I was like, there's so many good ones. Anything but Finland, fucking hell. If Finland win this year, then I'll take it all back. But obviously, I'm not feeling Finland for my paid day off or even an ice cream. Oh, how they laughed.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I've got a list here of 26 nations. So let's go through them now, so quickly. So you got
Right.
Austria, with a song "Who the Hell Is Edgar?" Like,
Edgar Allan Poe.
like that's why I love the weirdness and the shithousery that comes from a Eurovision.
And
Like it's just
so camp.
it's great.
Like-
I did see when I was at the gym. I did see that one of the semi-finals, I think semi-final 2, RuPaul's Drag Race UK stars were performing. Am I right to say that?
I don't know. I didn't see it.
I think it was Ella Day, who's one of my favorites, was performing at Eurovision. So I'm gonna have to catch that. But yeah, it is. It's such a good feel party atmosphere.
Yeah.
Even though behind the scenes is very fucking political. Like
If Americans want to have, I say Americans like there's no one else in the world. It's Americans. If Americans want to have a comprehensive understanding of European relationships, just watch Eurovision voting.
yeah.
It tells you everything you need to know about, and it's so different because I can remember when we had Brexit, the UK didn't win a single vote.
None.
We had
You're right.
zero,
You're right.
nil point.
Nil point.
But
I can't wait for
nil
nil
point. I can't wait. And Graham Norton, who is our
Norton.
wonderful host,
Yeah.
he says it like it is. We should get him on Shots Fired.
This is our request, Graham Norton. If you're watching this, come on,
Please.
Shots Fired.
Come and talk your actual shit. Like, of all your opinions about everyone on Shots Fired, you're welcome here, Graham.
Honestly, one of the things that if we ever make it, sorry.
What do you mean if?
Okay, when we make it big, if we get onto the Graham Norton show, I think that's peak. I think I don't really care about
Honestly.
The Colbert show, like anything American, James Corden. I
No.
don't care about those shows. If we get on to the Graham Norton show, peak.
We've made it.
Peak.
I was like, I can remember as a kid growing up, Strictly Come Dancing was the pinnacle of fame. I wanted nothing more in my life than to be a celebrity contestant on Strictly Come Dancing. If Anton Dubek kicked through that door right now and was like, take my hand, I'm going to teach you to waltz, I'd be like, yes, Anton, do whatever you need to do. Take me. Like, anything. The best show.
He's a judge now, isn't he? He's a judge now.
He is. I kind of love that. I was so sad when Len
I was going to
Goodman
mention
passed
that.
away.
Yeah, Len Goodman has passed away this year, hasn't he?
Oh, it's a 10 from Len.
It's a 10 from Len.
7.
Rest in peace.
Yeah.
So
Did you just cross yourself?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know you subscribed to Jesus. Is that what people say?
I don't know. I don't think it's a subscription service. It's not Netflix.
Jesus mean like, follow, share,
follow,
tag your
share.
friends,
Yeah.
tag your friends, all
Pope
12 of
actually
them.
does a meme. If Pope actually does a live,
Does he? Pope
I'm
Francis?
joking. I'm not joking.
Oh, it would surprise. Pope Francis is cool, as popes go. He like said that aliens were real and that he would baptize them.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty cool. He also like said that gay people are human beings and shouldn't be murdered.
Good.
You know, that
That's
was nice.
Progress from a Catholic.
This is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
As another former Catholic, like as popes go, he's pretty groovy.
Okay.
But he's still a pope.
Yeah.
You know.
Back to the
Anyway,
Eurovision. So
what really matters.
Yeah. Portugal with a song in Portuguese that I'm not going to butcher the
I think you should
song
try.
name.
You should try for all our Portuguese fans.
Yeah, it's called Coronation. There we go.
Something about running.
I don't know.
Send me the link to this. I wanna.
Well, it's the link is very it's called Wikipedia, of obviously the source of all knowledge.
Okay.
What am I doing?
I don't know.
This is the shots fired is going like off one. Oh,
which platform are you sending it on? Facebook, Twitch,
WhatsApp,
Discord?
WhatsApp.
Oh my god, WhatsApp! Now I've got to open WhatsApp on my computer.
Oh, sorry. Which platform did you want it on?
Oh no, I've done it now. It's fine.
I hope people didn't see my WhatsApp messages.
Oh, I don't know. I don't think so. My stream didn't change.
Okay. So this number 3 we have Switzerland. This is in English. It's called Water Gun.
Wow.
Interesting.
How much like sexual overtones is that going to be of
like spraying and squirting?
Oh yeah, so soaking wet.
They're gonna They're just gonna like.
Sorry, mum.
They're just going to like open up Liverpool Arena, and it's just gonna rain because it's gonna obviously in England currently in May. It's currently raining all the time.
Yeah.
My bush outside needs cutting. Right, my hedge needs cutting. It's overgrown. It's too big. It's everywhere.
Right.
And it's currently just raining all the time, so I can't cut it. So there you go. That's a bit of rant about my life.
Okay.
Number 4 is Poland. Yay!
Woo, Poland!
Poland made it this year with a song called Solo, and it's also in English. So
if there's more than one person on that stage, I'm going to be fuming.
Why? Oh, it's true.
It's called Solo.
We'll find out
They're
tonight.
gonna have like 10 backup dancers and eight pyrotechnics and everything. Anyway.
Yeah. Have you got the list now?
Yeah, I've got the list. Do you want me? You take the first 5. I'll do the next 5.
Okay. So so this is my last 5. So we've got Serbia with a song in Serbian and English called "Samo mi serva spava." What?
Sama mi se spava.
Yeah.
In Serbian and English.
Interesting. Anyway,
I guess they'll do like the chorus in Serbian.
Maybe
that's a classic. Yeah. They like amp you up in English, and everyone's like, yeah. And then they do like the punchline of the joke in a different language, and everyone's like, yeah.
It's good.
Okay, I'll take over for the next 5 even. So we've got France with évidemment. I've not Evidement is the phonetic English. I think it means evidently.
Okay.
But I don't know. I'm fully pulling that out of my arse. Évidemment. Mm-hmm. And then we've got Cyprus with Break a Broken Heart.
I'm going to tell you this now. I'm going to tell you this for free. That's going to be like a slow song. It's going to be like a slow ballad of a song where people... This is controversial.
Okay.
Toilet break song.
Toilet break song. Which one was the one with a field of wheat? That they're running through a field of wheat.
Oh, I don't know. Was this from like? Is this from this year?
Yeah. Hold on. I saw it on someone's. I think. Oh no! I think it's Austria.
Oh. Who the hell?
I think it's Austria. They've got someone like running through an LED projected field of wheat, and all I could think about was like, that's Theresa May's dream.
Oh. That's a blast joke. That's a joke from the past.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, I feel like Break a Broken Heart is very like Hello 1999 in sync called. They want their blonde bleached tits back.
I do have I'm rocking the curtain.
You've got your Leonardo DiCaprio hair,
Do you know
Titanic
what?
hair.
Do you know what? First time ever in my life, I'm actually quite happy about my hair. It's been a
Great.
while since I've actually gone, you know what, I really want a hairstyle.
Mm.
And first time having this quite longish hair, I'm actually happy. I'm content. This is it. This is what I'm going to...
Looks good.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah. I like, it's got like quite a natural like volume and curve to it. It's very nice.
Yeah.
Wish my hair did that. Mine's just really straight. I mean, it's bright blue for those who can't see it, but it's just really straight. It's the only straight part of me. And what I really want to do is get something called a shag haircut. It's got like,
you have sex, you have a haircut.
No, just like bed hair. I don't actually know if that's why it's called that. Oh
Wow.
God, I don't know. But basically, it's just like some choppier layers, and it would just basically just hold itself a bit more interestingly than just sticking to the side of my head.
Okay.
So, and I found a salonist that I trust.
Okay, that's good.
To do this for me, and I've never had a hairstyle before. I've just had hair.
Yeah.
And made it ridiculous colours. Anyway, Eurovision. After Cyprus, we have Spain with, oh God, there's no consonants in this word.
Very European, man.
EA.
Yeah.
EA.
Okay.
EA. Which, European Association for the Education of Adults. I don't think it's that.
Sponsored by.
I don't think it means anything. It's just it's pronounced as wow. Okay, so the pronunciation is just the same word.
Okay, yeah.
Pronounced as yeah.
Yeah.
Doesn't make any sense. Anyway, then we've got Sweden with Tattoo.
So
I'm predicting some heavy metal here.
Sweden. So the person that's doing Sweden is Lorena,
Loreen,
and she won it.
Did she?
She's the one that won it in. She won it in. I can't remember what it was. 2012. So she's already won Eurovision 2012, and she's back.
She's an old hand.
I can't remember. Euphoria. You know song Euphoria.
Oh,
it's the woman, but
that was a good one.
That's her. Yeah. So I'm expecting a belter for Sweden. You mean Scandinavian, Sweden and Norway?
Yeah, that's
strong people. Shame that it won't be Finland though.
Yeah, I mean, people like Australia's chances this year, I've heard.
I mean, let's when we get to Australia, let's just discuss why is Australia in Eurovision because
yeah, but we're still in it, Eric. You can't have your cake and eat it.
Yeah, but we're in it because we're in Europe. We're not in the EU.
Oh yeah, I suppose. Yeah.
Anyway,
and then number 10, Albania with Duji. Duja.
Okay. Nice.
Duja.
Duja.
It could be any of those.
I don't know. We should have really prepared and had like translations.
No, I think it's funnier of us just butchering all these. Duja.
Yeah. We're just going to get a lot of complaints from people like from watching this going, that's not how you pronounce it.
Yeah, we're going to get so many complaints from so many people.
Yeah. Thousands of people watching. Yeah.
Where's our fan base gone? Yeah, you take the next 10.
So then we've got Italy. Now, I must say I did like Maneskin, who won it last 2 years ago. I did like their thing, and I was supporting them when they were in it. With their song called Due Vita. No, Due is two, I think. Due Vita.
Oh, Vita's life, isn't it? So double life or two lives?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, like a double life, maybe.
Or two.
Any Italians watching this, please let us know.
We're masters. We're polyglots.
Yeah. Then we've got number 12. We've got Estonia with Bridges. That's an easy one. That's mending bridges, friendship, family, interlocking. Oh, yeah, maybe that.
My autistic brain was like, they're going to sing a song about bridges because that's Eurovision, and that's exactly what it could be.
Like Eurovision, you could have some extremes of singing about friendship and family to singing about the actual bridges, just how. Well,
moving on to the next one, I've got opinions about it.
Okay, so number 12, no, number 13, lucky 13 for some. It's got Finland. Yay, Finland! For those
What's
of
the name of
you,
the song?
the song is called Cha Cha Cha.
Yeah, and do you know what?
Go on.
Cha 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 is a
It's in
lovely
Finnish as
Latin
well. It's not
American.
even in English. It's in Finnish.
Yeah, that's another problem. So Cha 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 is a lovely Latin American dance associated with light guitars and samba music. They have heavy metal in Finnish, which is a very like phlegmy language, and the dancers are wearing like bright green, no, bright pink like bodysuits, and they do a human centipede thing.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm invested now.
I'm not winning that fucking day off. And they've all got like paint on their teeth to make them disgustingly white,
Yeah.
and it's like they've taken the words cha cha cha. They've not put it onto a cha 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 beat.
Right.
And there's a weird human centipede. Oh, I'm so over it. I'm so angry. How dare you do this to me, Finland?
You never know. You never
Anyway.
know. I mean, weirder songs have won this. So
Do you think it could be number 14?
number 14. Now, number 14 is in English, Ukrainian, Czech, and Bulgarian. They're ticking all the boxes.
Yeah,
It's
4 languages.
4 languages. It's by Czech Republic, and the song is called "My Sister's Crown."
Which sounds to me like a weird romance novel.
Yeah, a lot of incest, Game of Thrones style.
What? Okay, wow, that was not where I was going.
Okay, well, that's where my head went.
I was going like My Sister's Keeper and Love Letters from Spain
okay,
and
yeah, and I
like
went,
Letters to Juliet. Ooh, like,
and I went,
you know, she falls in love with sister's boyfriend. Woo, and then they all swap wives and they're happy at the end. Like that's where I was.
like
Okay.
that play that I saw with you. What's this called? Shakespeare play.
We.
What would we see it?
When did we see it?
Midsummer Night's Dream. That's it.
Oh, I took it to see Midsummer Night's Dream, didn't I? Oh, yeah.
That was a
Something
good
like
time.
that. That was really good. Stephen Nyman, if you're listening, which you're probably not, but you might if I tell you got a shout out. Best version of Midsummer Night's Dream I've ever seen, and it was in this wonderful little black box theater with like no set, no budget, and it was the funniest thing I've ever seen.
It was the first time I've seen Midsummer Night's Dream, and that's the bar now. That is the bar.
Yeah, which is it's ridiculously high. That's like getting your first scratch card at 16 and winning £3 million.
Well, okay.
Like
that's good for context for me.
Yeah, it was fantastic. You'll never see the likes of it again. he's doing another show actually in September. If you want to come along and see that.
What's the show?
It's oh my god, I've just forgotten. It's the one. Oh my god, it's Morgan's favorite play. Oh Jesus. Unsuitable. No. No. Oh, I'll remember in a bit.
Right. Okay. So
But
as you think about that, we can go to my number 15, and it's obviously from Australia. That is obviously in Europe, and it's a song called "Promise." So yeah.
But it's got good odds.
I mean, it would be interesting to see Eurovision go to Australia if they won. That'd be quite interesting because, like the time difference, it would be very interesting.
Yeah.
That would mean that Eurovision would be like, what, in the morning?
Sorry, I had to yawn. No, I reckon that they'd.
Make it.
Oh yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
They would do it in the morning for them, maybe, so that
We could have it. At
everyone.
night.
So for Europe, it was still at night.
Yeah. Yeah.
I reckon they'd have to bite the bullet if they did that.
Or they'll just do what? Like Ukraine.
Like they're not going to make all of Europe get up at 6 a.m. Nah.
No.
Australians love mornings. They can do
Yeah.
it. Okay, the next 5. So we've got Belgium with "Because of You," which I'm pretty sure is a Avril Lavigne song. No, Kelly Clarkson song.
Is that another? Do you think that's going to be another toilet break song?
I think so. I think also Armenia, "Future Lover," could also be a toilet break song because it's in English and Armenian.
Yeah.
I don't speak Armenian. And then, oh god, Moldova.
Go on then.
Sora Lili, she's Luna.
Nice.
Soarele Sri Luna. Something about the moon. Would be my guess. In Romanian. I didn't know they spoke Romanian in Moldova. Is that hideously ignorant of me?
Yeah, because in Europe people just mix languages. So
Oh,
if you go down to the bottom south of Poland, because it's so close to Czech Republic, people just, families speak different language and stuff. But maybe maybe Armenian person is actually Romanian. I don't know. No,
maybe.
Moldova person. I don't know. I'm just getting things mixed up now. And then
Sorry, I had to
19.
yawn. Yes, we've got Ukraine with Heart of Steel in English and Ukrainian, which I reckon will win a lot of votes just because. Also, didn't Torchy do it before? I feel like I know that
No.
that musician.
Well, obviously for those that obviously have lived under a rock, Ukraine are the current reigning champions because they won it. They won it last year, and obviously because of the current conflict in Ukraine, they can't host it, so that's why the UK host it. So it'd be quite a nice Heart of Steel. I think it's gonna be a quite nice song about the conflict. I feel like
resilience, and coming to. I reckon they'll win a lot of votes regardless of the quality of the song.
Yeah, correct.
Which is how this competition works. And then 20, we've got my other hope for some kind of clout is Norway with Queen of Kings, which takes me a second to Queen of Kings. So is that about princes? If you're
a queen of kings, you're a queen of multiple kings. So maybe you're like an empress.
Maybe. I don't know. I'm not sure.
So yeah.
Thematic for the Corey Bobs.
Yeah.
Go on, Eric. You take the last. You take the last 6.
So we've got Germany with Blood and Glitter.
I've heard good things about this one.
I hope it's a good song. It sounds interesting. It sounds wild.
Apparently, this one's quite high camp with the presentation of it.
Okay, that's good. Was it last year, 2 years ago, when Germany did the "I Don't Feel Hate, I Don't Feel Sorry" song with the guitars.
Yeah,
that was a flop in my eyes.
That was awful. It also just felt really weird coming from Germany, being like, "We've never done anything wrong."
Yeah, it was like everyone was just like bombastic side eye.
Criminal offensive side eye.
Then we've got Lithuania with a song called "Stay,"
which is a Rihanna song.
Is it?
Rihanna, I want you to stay.
I'm not a big fan of Rihanna, so.
Oh, nor was I. But I was just alive in 2013.
Oh, I was listening to other things in 2013. That was my emo phase, definitely.
Was it?
Yeah, like
bit of MCR,
bit of 3 days, 3 days Grace, Slipknot.
Oh, I am machine, I'll never sleep. Yeah, we've all been there.
Bit of Nickelback.
How did you put Nickelback and 3 Days Grace in the same? They're not in the same planet. How dare you?
I apologize. I like Nickelback.
I like Nickelback, but I wouldn't class them as like emo.
Okay, it was a phase. Number 23, we've got Israel with a song called Unicorn. Unicorn? That's a
try again.
Unicorn.
Horse with a horn. I think this is the thing. They should have called it Horse with a Horn because that's so much more funny than Unicorn.
Yeah. Slovenia with a song called Krampe Diem. In Slovenian.
Please try that again.
Carpe diem? Carpe
diem.
Oh, carpe diem.
Fucking hell, Eric.
Seize the day.
Seize the day.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry, my Latin's not great.
I forgive you. What kind of Catholic are you?
This is true. 25, we have Croatia with Mama C. She?
Mam S.C. Shitchu.
Mama Shichi. I don't know what that means.
Don't know. And coming in hot at the bottom one.
Hot at the bottom of Eurovision. That's not on the list of order, but also that's probably going to be at the bottom of Eurovision in general.
We're the last because we're hosting, so we're going to be last. we're never gonna win. Whoever's closing, no one gives a shit by the time you get to about 20.
Yeah, everyone's probably drunk by this point. Is a song by the United Kingdom, Rule Britannia. A song called "I Wrote a Song."
Which is, for me, which is a direct rip-off of. Do you remember when the Netherlands had Fairy Tale?
Yes.
And then they came with which then came back with "That's How You Write a Song."
Oh.
Do you remember that?
Yeah.
It was a little bit of a bop.
Yeah.
Destined to become a car advert. No. And so now I'm just like, I wrote a song. I'm like, okie dokie.
Cool beans.
Oh, May Muller, thank you for your service, but also, it's not gonna happen.
Well, yeah. I don't know. I say I've not listened to any other songs, so tonight will be the day that I'm going to listen to them. Obviously, when I have a look.
You get your actual reactions.
Oh, I've just realised if you scroll under, it tells you who will be doing the points for the whole thingy. I can't.
We don't have Graham Norton.
No points. As in who's going to be saying points? He's going to be.
Is
doing
it?
Yeah. You know.
Oh my god!
Guess
I
who's
panic.
from the UK?
Oh my god!
Can you see it?
It's Catherine Tate.
It's Catherine Tate.
Do you think she's going to do a bit? Do you think she's going to do a bit?
I mean, if England don't get points, probably she might be a bit spicy.
I'm not bothered.
Yeah.
If we get no points, which we won't, it's gonna be like, I'm not bothered though.
Yeah.
She's gonna do that.
Please.
And it's gonna be as stale as it was when I just did it.
And it was really funny. Like the UK will get it. No one else. The whole of Europe will be like, what is she? And then it will be like,
what a rude lady.
What a rude lady that Catherine Tate. Yeah.
Yeah. But also, like, I enjoy Catherine Tate in Doctor Who.
Yeah.
I have never enjoyed anything else that Catherine Tate has done.
Really?
I don't find it funny. I find it really embarrassing.
Oh.
Like, and again, the bit with her and David Tennant where she does the "Am I Bothered" bit, where he's like a Shakespeare teacher. Funny, but
David
made
Tennant
funnier by David Tennant.
He carries that.
Yeah, and so I'm just, yeah. Anyway, I feel like we've talked about Eurovision for a very long time.
Yeah. That's Eurovision.
Yeah.
And I think that brings us the segment of
Current affairs, but not marriage.
To an end.
No more current affairs. We just only talk about irrelevant things now.
We've done it now.
Okay.
Wow.
I'm just leaving a pause so we can put some music in. Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
Okay.
I think so. Great. How's your work going, Eric?
So
specifically, what do you do?
What segment is this now?
I just thought we'd talk about you know what we should talk about? We should talk about adulting. We're going to do the adulting segment, domestic bliss segment. I've got something to talk about here.
Okay, go on.
I had to make my coffee on the stove, which was a nightmare. Because we had a beautiful glass kettle, and the thing with the glass kettle is that it collects lime scale like nothing else. And I live in a hard water area, and it's basically like the bottom of the kettle was just this orange of old burnt lime scale. Like, I've never been able to descale it properly, no matter how much fucking vinegar I boil in it. And I bit the bullet and I went onto Amazon, the moral cesspit that I am. I bought something off Amazon. I bought a descaler for the kettle.
Nice.
And it's just this little like sachet that you put in the kettle. You boil some water, you leave it for 25 minutes, and it apparently works. I was very skeptical of this because I was like, if raw acid of vinegar doesn't shift this lime scale, I don't believe this is going to work. But it was £4. I'll try it. I put the sachet in. I go and I start watching The White Lotus, and then I come back. The kettle looks new. It was sparkling, shining. Yeah. And one day you're young, right? And then the next day you give a shit about the lime scale in the kettle. I can tell you're captivated by this. But basically, the kettle looked new. I was actually speechless, which is quite an achievement. I was so enthusiastic. I was like, I'm going to have a cup of tea immediately. I pick up the kettle to swing it over to the sink to fill it with water. And what do? I smash it against the tap.
And it's smashed.
It's got a big old crack and a little hole in it.
Oh no.
Joe has had that kettle. It's one of the ones that like lights up and everything. He's had
Yeah.
that kettle for years. We've lived together for 7 months, and I've smashed up his glass kettle in my excitement. And I just cleaned it.
Wow. I don't know what to say about that. Like is it definitely a goner? Is it definitely?
There's a hole. There's a little. Because I was like, maybe I can just risk it and boil it.
Put some flex tape on it.
No, so basically, I put some water in it, and water started trickling out.
Okay.
And then I was like, if I try and boil this, water's going to go into the electric element, and also the whole thing's just going to shatter.
Yeah.
So I was really upset, and I was really embarrassed. And I text Joe, like, I'm so sorry, I've broken your beautiful kettle. I just was so enthusiastic. It was clean. I texted him at like 2 a.m. when I managed to, I came home from work and I cleaned this thing. And I was like, when you wake up in the morning, look at the kettle. It's so beautiful. And then I went and fucking broke it immediately.
Well, I mean, it's definitely obviously like sad, but it's so what are you gonna do? What did you do to did you buy a new kettle?
Yeah, we've bought a new kettle. It's arriving on Wednesday.
Same one.
It's a glass kettle. It's a different type because the one that one was very bougie and expensive.
Oh, it was discontinued as well.
Yeah, so we've got a new one on its way, and I then was like, well, I'll heat up some water on the stove then. That's no worries. I was a scout for a long time. I can manage that. I own a fucking microwave. Did I think to use it? No.
Wait, you're gonna microwave your cup of tea or coffee?
No, but like to heat up the water. Like I like the fucking Victorian peasant woman I am, I heated up a pan of water on the stove, which took ages. And I sat down here ready to go 20 seconds before the stream started. And I had a microwave. I could have just put it in the microwave for like a minute.
Wow.
Yeah.
Does it taste the same?
It does taste the same.
That's good.
It's exactly the same. But if any American ever asks me, I will spit on them and tell them it doesn't taste the same. But but it does 100% taste the same.
Okay, fair enough. And that's so till Wednesday you're microwaving a cup of teas and coffees and how do you do your coffee and tea? Because like there are ways, and I know there's a right way and there's a wrong way, but I've seen a lot of Americans do this thing where they do water or they do milk first and then they do water and then they do tea bag at the end.
Incorrect.
As a British person, a British born person.
Oh God. So when I make tea and I have a kettle, tea bag in the mug, boil the water. If it's just normal breakfast tea, just pour it straight in. If it's a herbal tea, you have to let the water like cool a little.
Yeah.
Like for literally like a minute, because you don't want boiling water on your herbal tea because it'll burn it. But if it's just normal tea, you just put it in water. You take the tea bag out once it's steeped to your desire, and then you add a bit of milk. I use soy milk because I don't drink milk.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah. Did I pass the test?
I guess so. I mean,
you're the authority on these things, are you?
Yes, of course, yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, yeah. Sort of relating to this to my own life, I, for the first time ever in my life, I drink coffee now.
You drink coffee? What happened?
So when we went to that Cafe Nero, and you gave me like that iced coffee because I wasn't.
I gave you an iced caramel latte.
Yeah, and I drank it, and I was like, this is something else.
Because I got a hot caramel latte, and you were like, just get me something iced, just whatever. Yeah. And I was like, well, who doesn't love a caramel latte? Especially because I know you don't drink coffee. So I was like, I'll get him something sweet and iced that will refresh him.
It did.
But it's got a little bit of coffee, get a little bit of coffee in, but you could hide it under all the caramel.
Yeah. So I drank that, and that was quite nice, quite interesting.
Yeah. Oh, he's just coughing.
And then when I was here, it was Coronation on Saturday, and came downstairs and was like, I'm gonna have a cup of tea with my boiled eggs, and I was like, shit. There isn't any tea in the house because I'm the only tea drinker. My housemate only drinks coffee, doesn't drink tea. And I'm like, oh, I need to go to the shop. And I did have a Aldi's Rich Roast tea because when I have people over, obviously coffee drinkers, they have it, and I'm not spending £6 on a high quality coffee. I'm gonna buy a Rich Roast.
Okay.
And I thought, I'm gonna make a cup of coffee. So I had 1 spoon of coffee and 2 sugars.
Yeah.
I don't have any milk. I don't like milk. I don't like any milk of any sorts in my drinks. And boy, I'm like, this is good.
Yeah.
This is interesting.
Good
this
shit.
Is but it's really weird because for my whole life, when I was 18, 16 to 20 to I'm 26 now, I hated coffee. I hated the taste of it. But something changed, and now coffee's great. Like I have coffee every single morning now at work.
Yeah. I am a proper coffee wanker.
Okay.
I grind my own beans. I take out a subscription to Grind, which are they do no.
I know Grinder.
My subscription to Grinder is entirely separate from my coffee habits.
Okay.
But so Grind those like Nespresso pods, those coffee pods you put in a machine.
Uh-huh.
They're not biodegradable, and it grinds my gears. But Grind have biodegradable coffee pods, and the quality is also very good.
Right.
So I do that. And for Christmas I got like a load of coffee syrups in my stocking because I'm an unashamed coffee wanker. We've got our own little like hand grinder to grind up my beans and have a little Nespresso press. So I am thrilled that you are joining the dark side, the dark roast side.
Yeah. Like
I think also like
more like different roasts. I just got an Aldi one, but I want to try some different ones.
Yeah.
And
so my dad always has had Nescafe Gold. That's always what we've had for instant. Dad doesn't like beans or anything because he finds them too strong. So and also there's a coffee company called Rave, like Rave. They do ethically sourced whole beans for grinding. And also being a coffee wanker in London is incredibly convenient because there's loads of places I can go. I can take a jar and just fill up beans in my jar to get rid of any plastic packaging.
That's really good,
it's great.
It's really good.
Yeah, it's great.
There's a shop in Nottingham that does that as well. Like, it's like you can go and it's pasta, rice, and coffee and tea, and I think it's a good way forward.
It is, yeah.
So I do now. I'm part of a coffee drinking union. Like tea is still great. Like I had a tea this morning. Yeah. Tea is still it's a good go to. But coffee, it's coffee has ignited something in me that I didn't know I had.
Yeah, that's something that no woman could ever fulfill.
No, not currently. But yeah, so
I was going to ask you about your love life, but you'll just hang up like you did last time.
Love life,
and that's where we stop.
Yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Cheers. Till next time. Now, love life. Is this the moment of bliss? Love life, moment of bliss. Is this it? Is this?
Domestic bliss?
Is this domestic bliss still? Are we talking about that still? Or
or adulting, whatever you want.
Okay. So love life is still happening, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm just for those that are watching. I am on Hinge, and I am on Bumble. That's the only two I'm on. I think those are the two only respected ones.
Yeah, they're the wholesome ones.
Yeah, I think Hinge is quite good. I think for anyone that's single, I think Hinge is quite good because you get quite more genuine people there.
See, I've been shackled up for like 3 years. I say shackled. I'm very happy. I love you, Joe. Please find this funny. So I don't know anything about
side eye.
No, I don't know anything about Hinge. I know Bumble because I was on Bumble a little bit before I got with Joe, but I don't know anything about Hinge. So what's that?
Should I get my profile out?
Yeah, if you're happy, yeah, this
Why
is
not?
incredible.
Why not? Why not? So Hinge is quite cool because like Bumble, for those that don't know, or I want to be in a new once if you're thinking about breaking up with your partner and thinking what website should I choose first? What? Not you, but just generally.
It's just that's your target audience.
Yeah.
It's to be a home wrecker.
Yeah, definitely. I crave chaos. Okay.
Great.
So let's start with Tinder, right? Let's start with Tinder. I think Tinder is lost its popularity now. I don't think I think it used to be quite popular, but the swiping.
It's the one night stand.
Oh yeah,
it's the one night stand app.
I think someone did a really cool animation of Tinderella.
Okay.
So it's Cinderella, but for Tinder, where you go out, you meet someone, you swipe, and you meet someone on a night out. You go home, you fuck them, and you never see them again. That's Tinder. It's quite yeah. That's Tinder. That is Tinder. So
Great.
if you're into that, that's Tinder. There are others that I'm not really going to talk about because I don't know if they have relevance. Like, but is it Badoo?
I don't know what any of these are.
Plenty of Fish. Who?
Oh, actually, I do know what Plenty of Fish is. I met someone on Puff like when I was like 18.
So yeah. They exist, and if you're into that, then you can go on those. I don't really know much about them.
Tell us about Bumble and Hinge.
So Bumble. One more I'm going to tell you about is Match.com and eHarmony. And Match.
Those are boomers. Those are boomer sites.
Yes, but those are also sites you've got to pay for. So you like yeah, but like
wow,
I'm not.
That's how you know they're boomer. People can afford to go on them. They also have their own house.
Yeah, like those are ones where you have to actually just physically pay for to get any like matches or talking or anything like that. So if you're into that, those are also like I feel like dating should come naturally. Like I feel like paying for a service like that is I mean if you do you, but
there's also like Tinder Gold. You can like pay.
Yeah.
To.
I mean, every single app has that.
Things.
Like in terms of having a plus thing, because Hinge has it, Bumble has it.
Okay.
And I just think that's the algorithm, because the algorithm will most likely show your profile to other people, so you might get more matches in that sense.
Yeah.
But Bumble is and I've got one more thing to talk about after this. So after this, I've got one more thing to because dating is fascinating.
Okay, cool.
So Bumble is quite interesting because it's you swipe right on a particular person, male or female, whoever, and then the other person has to like you back. So it's to protect, like it's for women to make the first move, for women to make the first choice.
Because what I know of Bumble is that the woman or the person who is identifying as female in their bio has to message first.
Yes. So
that's Bumble's USP.
Yeah. So say for example, you're single and I'm single. I swipe right on you. You swipe right on me, but you have to like make the choice.
I have to initiate.
Yeah.
To stop the like influx of dick pics and butthole pics. Yeah. Correct. Yeah.
I feel like you're speaking from experience there.
Yeah, I am. I was on Bumble a little bit, and I was like, this is brilliant because I'm not going to get unsolicited dick pics now. Boy, was I wrong. Because all that happened was I would initiate, and then the first message back from them would be a butthole pic. So I initiated, but it was like, okay, great.
Like I don't understand men sending dick pics. I don't get it. Like,
just in general.
I just don't get. As a man, I don't get men sending. I just don't get what's the behind. I don't get that. So
something that made me laugh was when I was still single in the dating game years ago. This guy had tried to send a dick pic to like 60 women,
right?
But what Facebook had done, what Messenger had done, would put all of us into a group chat, and then all of us, 60 women and just this one geezer. And then just this dick pic appears, and then it's just woman after woman just leaving the chat, leaving the chat, leaving the chat, leaving the chat, and then you get like a what the fuck? So and so has left the chat. Like what are you doing, man? So and so has left the chat. Lol, how embarrassing. So and so has left the chat, left the chat, left the chat. It was
Talk about spreading your seed far and wide. Talk about I mean, he was efficient.
But he'd obviously meant to send it to each person individually and just like spray and pray.
What he should have done
technique.
is BCC everyone, do an email and BCC everyone in.
Email.
No one can see who's going where.
If anywhere that's getting my email address, that'd be sus, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
If a dating app provided an email address. Anyway, sorry. Yeah. So Bumble.
That's Bumble.
Women messages first.
Yeah. And Hinge it's sort of back and forth. Like you can message, they can message, but I feel like Hinge has more real people. Like real people. And so I'm gonna get my Hinge out.
Okay.
This is a shameless plug promotion.
Yeah, why not?
And I feel like this is going. Actually, this is quite a topic for this episode because we've got Kings, we've got Queen Charles, we've got Eurovision,
Queen Charles,
King Charles, we've got Eurovision, and now we've got Finding My Queen. So, that's such a
my lady.
Anyway,
you drop your fedora.
So here's my picture.
Okay, bring it nice and close. Yeah, it's a nice picture of you.
I don't know if can you see that.
I mean, I'm waiting for the stream to catch up. Yeah, that's in focus and everything.
Okay,
there you go.
That's my picture. Oh Jesus.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
That's not what I wanted to
do. So? How many pictures do you get?
6 pictures.
6.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's one. And then if you scroll up, that's me after I've climbed Snowdon.
Oh, is that with Fran?
Yeah. Shout out to Fran.
Woo! Hi, Fran.
We went to
Fran is the person I would actually bet money on would be watching this.
Yeah, she did say she was.
Well.
Yeah, and so that's my Snowdon. Walking up Snowdon. So we went to Wales, walked up Snowdon, and then you get a prompt. So you get 3 prompts as well. You can get more than that, but I only did 3. And it's called My Simple Pleasure, and then you've got to write what your simple pleasures are. Oh,
so you don't have like a bio?
No.
You just answer like you do a little like Q&A.
There is a bio bit which is here. There's like a bio. There's like a bio bit there.
Oh, with all your like how tall you are and
how old you are, if you're male, if you're straight, like what your gender and identify as, where you're from. Oh, so
it has pronouns on there.
You can have pronouns. Yeah, you can have he, him.
Oh, how progressive.
Anything. You can have all of it. You can do what your zodiac signs are. You can do. You can do literally this. If you're drinking, if you're smoking marijuana, doing drugs, what your relationship.
Wait. Hold the phone.
Yeah.
Hold the phone. You can put like, I'm into a bit of cat on the weekend.
Yeah.
Like it.
I mean, not specifically cat, but you can say there are 4 choices.
Okay.
This is drinking.
Yeah.
Smoking, like cigarettes, smoking marijuana, and then drugs. Yeah. So there's 4 choices you can say yes, no to.
So you can just publicly say that you're into drugs.
Yeah.
Surely the police are scrolling on Hinge all day, every day. It's like, hey babe, you up? Do you want to meet me at my place? And it's just the address of the local drug dealer. Slammer.
Yeah. What else is on here? So there's work, there's job title, there's college and university, education level. Religious beliefs, your hometown, your politics. That's a good one. Your politics.
Oh, okay.
Your spoken languages, your dating intentions, and relationship types.
This reminds me of like a sperm bank profile. It's very thorough.
And then you've got your name, your gender, your pronouns, your sexuality, your age, your height, your location, if you want to.
Okay.
Also, all of these here are not. You don't have to fill them all out.
I see. Okay.
Like they are, you can turn the preference on and off. So you can say
you can leave some secrets.
Yeah.
You have your cat habit in the closet.
Yeah. You don't have to say yes or no. Your ethnicity, your children, if you have children, your family plans, if you want to have kids. Oh. This is interesting. COVID vaccine preference. So you can say if you've been vaccinated or not.
That's modern.
And then the 2 new ones that are on there are pets and zodiac signs.
Oh, okay. Cool.
So yeah.
So yeah, so you've got your prompt. What was your prompt?
My
Sorry.
first out of 3 prompts was my simple pleasure, a simple pleasure.
Yeah.
What my simple and I wrote a carefree, spontaneous approach to life, which I do.
That's not a simple pleasure, babe.
I enjoy a variety of things from music to going to gigs, traveling, cooking, nature, hikes, and science. I love to laugh and have proper banter with family and friends.
Is this your bio or is this your answer to the question?
That is answer to the question.
Okay. First note.
Okay.
If I ask someone, what's your simple pleasure or your guilty pleasure? And they go, a carefree attitude. I'm like, stop. I wanted you to say Married at First Sight Australia or Ket. I don't know.
The two different. It's the two versus
saying like your philosophical outlook on life. Tis not a simple pleasure.
It is. I'm quite a philosophical person.
But it's not a simple pleasure.
Well, nothing really is simple with me, is there? Nothing's simple. So
you're not simple.
I am not. All right, next picture. My next picture.
Okay, yeah, here we go.
We'll just move on from that point. Next picture.
Okay.
And this is funny because my friend recently joined Hinge, and I like to see like the women's side of Hinge. So we want when she joined Hinge, we put it up on the big screen and on her TV, and we literally went through the men. We swiped through the men, and it was quite interesting to see because honestly, it made me feel a bit better about myself because my profile is quite good. Like my profile is like good. It's not got any weird.
But you put care into it.
Yeah. Whereas my simple pleasure for someone was like chips or crisps. Like, come on, man.
That's too simple.
That's too simple.
Anyway, that makes me think you're simple.
As a joke, because a lot of men on Hinge and on thing are tradies. They are tradie men. They like to builders and stuff like that. They've
got a lot of tools and they know how to use them.
And most of it, so most of men on Hinge put a photo of them doing tradie stuff.
Yeah.
Like building or putting DIY. So as a joke, when I was putting up my friend's Venetian blind in the bathroom, I put my tradie picture of me doing the same. There we go.
I love that. That's very you. Yeah.
Yeah. And and you can prompt your photos as well. So that
Brilliant.
photo is called a low-key flex because I think DIY is a low-key flex in my opinion. Because not a lot of people in England, like having a discussion at work, and I was saying that in Poland, everyone knows how to do DIY. It's passed down through generation to generation. You've got uncles, you've got your dads, your grandparents teaching how to do DIY, how to do basic stuff in terms of putting up blinds, changing floors and stuff like that. Like my grandma's brother, he changed my auntie's whole apartment. Like he went in and did the flooring, everything. And I think that's just a standard European.
So for men particularly.
Yeah, I mean, women do it too, but like just in Poland, I feel like there's no trade.
It's like an expected thing that you just kind of know how to do it.
Like I was talking about the fact that like in Poland there's not a lot of plumbers, there's not a lot of electricians and engineers.
Because people just do it themselves.
Because do it themselves, or they know someone that can do that, and they can just give cash to hand. And there's not like there's no check a trade where you can call up and there's a list of people. There's not a lot of that, and I feel like that's a skill that is really lost in England. Maybe
I think it's a class thing in England. Like it's if you're working class or maybe lower middle class, maybe middle class, like you'd be a tradie or you'd know someone who's a tradie, you'd engage with that, you might know how to do it yourself. But as you get more upper class, no.
Yeah. I mean, I would even if I was, well, that's just me. Even if I was like a famous person, or when we are famous people,
absolutely famous podcast,
I would still do tradie stuff. I would still, put my cargo pants on and do gardening and stuff. But so that's my photo.
Anyway,
that's my photo.
I very nice.
And then the second photo is me going on a night out. That one.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I've seen that photo before. Yeah. Nice. Yeah. Yes.
And then the second prompt. Ready for this?
Yes.
Together we could. And then
together we could.
Prompt.
Oh, I see. Prompt, yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'm with you.
And then my answer is do an activity. Brackets. Hike. Mini golf. Bowling. Etc. Close brackets. Food and drinks. And yes, I am open to cocktails and have lots of laughter. That's what
Are you a gay man, Eric?
that's what my campsite came out. Yeah.
Love that for you.
But that's fair. I like a cocktail. I like a cocktail. Like I've said it. I've said it live. I like a cocktail.
The man drinks coffee. The man is not afraid of a tiny umbrella.
No, I'm not. To be fair, I
love that.
I prefer a tiny umbrella because that's it elevates the drink. I think.
And also, like, cocktails taste great. Beer is liquid bread. If I wanted liquid bread, I'd have bread.
Yeah, like every time I go out, like with like these jacked up men, but like drinking Fosters or Carling or WKG Blue because they're 16 still. And I'm like, I like a Cosmopolitan, please, or a Sex on the Beach, or a White Russian,
You should, now that you drink coffee, you need to try an espresso martini.
This is true. This is very true. I can try that now. Yeah. Thank you for that. I've never thought of that.
It's good.
Picture number 4, I think, is me looking out into the distance on a mountain, and it's labeled "My Submission to National Geographic."
Love that. I like that your photos also support your statements.
Yeah,
it's supporting evidence. You've been like, oh yeah, I love to go on a hike, and then all of your pictures are you like in a club or on your sofa, like.
I had was a point evidence comment drilled into me since since A levels. You make your point. You got your evidence and you got your comment. Those are the key things of an argument. Yeah. So,
we had to peel, which was point, evidence, analysis, and link.
Oh,
you have to link it back to the.
The point. Yeah.
Link back. Yeah. Peel in all your dating profiles. So, go on. So you've got what? That was your
third and final prompt.
Yes.
Is the key to my heart is.
Okay.
If we have the same music taste, play any games, video games, not my feelings. Ha 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 ha.
Okay.
And like any fictional stuff, like Star Wars and Marvel, like if you like any fictional like stuff.
Nice.
Anyway, and the last 2 photos are me at Bunk. Because I love food. And I think,
the chicken place.
Yeah, I love that photo.
That's a great chicken place in Derby,
Finally, this is another shout out. This is another shout out to Fran. I do have Fran and her girlfriend Libby on there as well.
Oh, so that's nice that you got Fran on there.
Friend's photo. So that's my profile. But I would like you to. I want to show you like the other prompts you can have.
Okay.
So if you prompts, there's loads to choose from. And I feel like, I don't know if we've gone over the time talking about dating, but.
Well, I mean, we'll do this for like 5 more minutes and then we'll wrap up maybe. So it's an hour 45.
So I'll leave it there. I'll leave it there for that. But there are other prompts you can do. There's also, you can generate polls.
Okay.
You can like polls, not like Polish people, like polls.
Right. I'm with you.
Right. And you can also
AI Polish girlfriend.
And you can also add a video prompt and a voice prompt as well.
I've seen some of these on TikTok. They have made me laugh. Where it's like, get a guy like how to pronounce my name.
Yes.
And it's this Welsh guy just being like, David.
Yeah, exactly that.
Thanks, hun.
There's some really funny ones. Like there's one that I watched a man basically just go silence for like 5 seconds. Pussy, and then that was it. That's all he said.
Terrible.
That's all he said.
Just
and it's I mean it's funny, but
I feel like that's the verbal equivalent of a dick pic.
Yeah.
Also, any like boy, I'm not even going to say man, any boy who like his main humor is drawing willies on things and saying the word tits, like they've never seen a woman naked.
No.
They never have.
But yeah, so that is my dating, and it's is it bringing in any juice? Is it bringing any any flavor to my life?
Is it?
Not really. No, I think it's
just probably because your simple pleasure is deeper than the fucking Mariana Trench. I think the rest of your prompts are really good, and then the simple pleasure is like there's a scale. There's 2 simple chips, cat, and then there's like 2 not simple, which is a carefree, willful attitude to spontaneity, and then blah, 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 blah. Yeah. So I think you need to find a happy middle. That would be my feedback as a as a woman.
Do you know what's really? So I swipe through, and then I look at people's bronze. I read people's thing, and yeah, sometimes there's a 10 out of 10 hottie. Like this woman's fit, great. Like everything about her is brilliant. Like she's beautiful.
Like on paper.
On paper, her prompts are dire. Like I can't tell you how many times I've read My Simple Pleasures, A Sunday Roast, or My Simple Pleasures, Netflix, or F1. Do you really watch Formula One, love? Or you just say that to attract a type of man that likes Formula One? So you can
I'm sure she might like Formula One.
You can be
Women
too
like
simple.
Formula One.
You can be too simple, I think, in these things. Yeah. And you're right. You have to have a balance of not having to say too deep, too simple. But then again, I say that. Should I really hide who I am? Because I'm quite a philosophical person.
Not at all. I don't think you should hide it at all. I think it's just. I think it's hard though, isn't it? Because you have to kind of appeal to the algorithm, a slave to the algorithm. But
slave to the algorithm.
But then you have to also sometimes to do that. You don't want to compromise your integrity.
No. I mean, I bet you if I paid for like Hinge Plus or whatever, that my algorithm would have put my profile to the top, and it'll be a different story. But I'm not paying for stuff like that. I'd rather spend money on buying shots fired equipment than.
Yeah. Speaking of shots fired, should we do a wrap up?
Go on, let's do it. Let's wrap it up.
Cue the music. I don't know if there's a music thing. No music. Like just like the theme music.
Okay.
Is it? I don't know. Is that something we do in post?
No. Probably. Yeah. Maybe. There's no. This is new. This is what are we doing?
We're making this up. So thank you to anyone who's watched all of this.
Thank you.
Or listened to all of this. We're going to ideally edit this down to a shorter form and put that on Spotify once we figure out how RSS feeds work. We'll be back on June the 3rd. For our next live episode, and it'll go up on Spotify like between that time and that time is the plan. What have you got lined up very quickly for our audience to look forward to listen to hearing about on June the 3rd?
So next week I am going to a reunion sort of thing. So at University of Derby. Actually, go to University of Derby next week.
Is it? It's not a course reunion, is it?
No, it's a.
I didn't hear about
it. Trust me, I think if it was a course reunion, I don't think me and you'll be invited.
No, I don't think we'd make the cut.
No, next week is one of my friends, Fran. When I was living at Uni Halls, just a quick story. I used to be quite good friends with her and the women's football team, and they're having like a football match. So I'm going to go to watch that, and I'm going to support them with that. So that's going to be interesting to talk about if anything happens there. And the 27th is I'm going to Manchester to see my mum, because in Poland on the 26th of May is Mother's Day, so it's different. So I'm going there. So yeah, and I don't think I have anything else. Oh, and on the 26th also I'm going to a concert. I'm going to a gig. Go see Royal Blood. If you ever any Royal Blood fans out there.
And great. So we can hear all about that next time.
Yeah. And what about you?
Right. So next week I'm going to Norway for 3 days.
Ooh.
My friend Runa has organised this. It's Norway Day on the 17th, which is like their Day of Independence from I think Sweden.
Okay.
So I have no idea what to expect. I've never been to Norway before. My dad has. So we're going to do that. And then I'm helping my friend move in the weekend, and I'm going to go and see Groundhog Day, the musical, on the 1st of June, which is my parents' anniversary. They're not coming. It's me, Joe, and Lewis.
I think next time I'm gonna put a pin in that, because next time I do want to talk about films that have been made into theatre, like musicals. You said Groundhog Day,
musical adaptations. Yeah.
And I've also got on my mind Miss Doubtfire. Mrs. Doubtfire, because
Matilda's big one as well.
I think Matilda, I knew that one. Like, was Annie a theatre before film?
Annie, I don't know. We can do some research and we'll have that next time. Yeah. So next time we'll hear all about our current affairs, not marital ones. Some theatre, some film. We'll probably get deep again.
Very deep.
Philosophically deep, not any other kind of deep. Cool. Thanks everyone.
Thanks for watching, everyone. See you next time on the 3rd. Bye.
Bye.